Hello friends, welcome to our channel History Chronicles. The streets of Paris buzzed with tension in the early autumn of 1792. The air was thick with uncertainty, and the fate of a nation hung in the balance. Just months earlier, King Louis XVI had been overthrown, and France was on the brink of a monumental transformation. Today, we step into this critical moment in history, the rise of the French Republic, a pivotal chapter in the story of the French Revolution. As the monarchy crumbled, the National Assembly, which had already declared itself the legislative body of France, found itself faced with an unprecedented challenge: how to govern a nation without a king. The revolution had unleashed forces that no one could fully control, and the country was teetering on the edge of chaos. But amidst this turmoil, a new idea began to take hold, an idea that would redefine the future of France and, indeed, the world: the Republic. The concept of a republic, where power rested not in the hands of a monarch, but in the people, was not entirely new. Ancient Rome had once been a republic, and the American colonies had recently thrown off British rule to establish their own. But in France, a country long dominated by absolute monarchy, the idea was nothing short of revolutionary. The road to the republic was not straightforward. It was paved with blood, ambition, and radicalism. By September 1792, the National Assembly had transformed into the National Convention, a body elected by universal male suffrage, an unprecedented step towards true democracy. The convention's first order of business was to address the status of the monarchy. The debate was fierce, with factions within the convention arguing over whether the king should be imprisoned, exiled, or executed. The decision was clear and unyielding. France would no longer be a monarchy. On September 21, 1792, the National Convention officially abolished the monarchy, declaring that the French Republic is one and indivisible. The next day, the revolutionaries proclaimed the year ones of the Republic, marking a new era in French history. This declaration was more than just a change in government. It was a statement of the values that would define the Republic: liberty, equality, and fraternity. These ideals, inspired by Enlightenment thinkers and the American Revolution, would become the guiding principles of the new republic. The old order, with its rigid social hierarchies and privileges, was to be swept away, replaced by a society where every citizen was equal under the law. But the birth of the republic was not without its complications. France was still at war with much of Europe, and internal strife threatened to tear the nation apart. The revolutionaries knew that to protect the Republic, they would need to be vigilant, even ruthless. This was a time when ideals were tested by the harsh realities of power. One of the first and most contentious acts of the new Republic was the trial of King Louis XVI. The king, now known simply as Citizen Louis Capet, was charged with treason. The trial, held before the National Convention, was both a legal proceeding and a political spectacle. The outcome was never really in doubt. On January 21, 1793, Louis XVI was executed by guillotine, a grim symbol of the Republic's break with its monarchical past. The execution of the king shocked Europe and sent ripples throughout France. It solidified the Republic's radical turn and set the stage for the events that would follow. The Republic, born in the blood of its former king, was now committed to a path of revolutionary change, but it was also marked by a growing sense of fear and paranoia. The establishment of the Republic brought about sweeping changes in French society. The National Convention embarked on a series of reforms aimed at creating a more just and equal society. Feudal privileges were abolished, religious influence was diminished, and efforts were made to introduce a more democratic system of governance. However, these changes were met with resistance from various quarters: royalists who still supported the monarchy, moderates who feared the excesses of the revolution, and foreign powers who viewed the French Republic as a threat to the established order. To defend the Republic, the revolutionaries believed they needed to eliminate any threat to its existence. This belief led to the formation of the Committee of Public Safety, a powerful body tasked with safeguarding the revolution from its enemies. But as the Republic grew more radical, so too did its methods of governance. The Republic's early years were dominated by the Reign of Terror, a period where revolutionary zeal often turned into violence and repression. The guillotine became a common sight in Paris, and anyone suspected of counter-revolutionary activities could find themselves facing execution. The Republic, in its quest to protect itself, had become a regime of fear, where the ideals of liberty and equality were often overshadowed by the need for security. Despite these challenges, the Republic endured. It survived not just because of the ruthlessness of its leaders, but because the people of France believed in the revolution. The ideals of the Republic resonated deeply with those who had long been oppressed by the old order. The promise of a society where every citizen was equal, where privilege was based on merit rather than birth, inspired loyalty and sacrifice. In the provinces, revolutionary fervor took root. New symbols of the Republic were adopted: the tricolor flag, the Marseillaise, and the revolutionary calendar, which sought to break with the past and create a new identity for the nation. Schools were established to educate citizens in the values of the Republic, and revolutionary festivals were held to celebrate the triumph of the people over tyranny. But the Republic's greatest test was yet to come. As France waged war on multiple fronts, both abroad and at home, the survival of the Republic seemed anything but certain. The internal divisions within the revolutionary leadership, the economic hardships faced by the people, and the ever-present threat of foreign invasion all conspired to undermine the Republic's stability. And yet, it was in this crucible of conflict that the Republic forged its identity. The radical phase of the revolution may have been marked by bloodshed and terror, but it also laid the foundations for a new France. The Republic, despite its flaws, had taken root. It was a bold experiment in governance, one that would influence not only the future of France, but the course of history itself. As we close this chapter on the rise of the French Republic, we reflect on the dual nature of the revolution: its capacity to inspire and its capacity to destroy. The Republic was born out of hope for a better future, but it was also shaped by the harsh realities of power and survival. In our next episode, we will delve into one of the most dramatic and defining moments of the French Revolution: the trial and execution of Louis XVI. This event not only marked the end of the monarchy, but also set the tone for the radical phase of the revolution. Thank you for joining us on History Chronicles. The story of the French Revolution is far from over, and there are still many dramatic moments to come. Stay with us as we continue to unravel this complex and compelling narrative. See you next time.